Hey, everybody.
Yo.
Welcome to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. I'm the armchair quarterback, Dizzle. I'm here with the greatest mind in the history of professional wrestling fans, because I think Kevin Sullivan's a good booker. I think he's smarter than you.
What did I just do?
You're breaking shit. You always break shit.
Oh.
But the one of the greatest and sexiest bodies, Dutchie.
Ha.
And I'm here with the man that puts the E in ECW. Eric's here.
What's up?
No man more extreme than him.
Yes. And the fourth horseman is back. Ric Flair has joined the building, and C Money's here.
Yo.
We are here to talk about the top 10 ECW matches. Each of us have a list. We got 40 matches to get through, so we're not going to talk much current. We're going to get right into it.
Which horseman would I be, Mongo or Sid?
I think you're Arn. I might be Arn, actually.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
You're Arn, Eric's Tully. Clint is Flair.
I was going to say that.
I'm not gonna a Ric Flair person anyway.
You're not a Ric Flair person? Who do you want? What horseman would you be?
See, I would be I like Mongo. I did like Mongo, and I like Benoit.
I'd go with Mongo myself. I'd probably go Mongo.
I'm Dean Malenko.
Oh, Dean Malenko's a good pick too. I always forget he was a horseman. I'm Paul Roma. The shittiest horseman.
I'll be Ole because he was always such a grumpy old man.
We're Ole and Arn. All right. Top 10 ECW matches. We're going to get right into it. The history of ECW. AEW has been doing stuff in the 2300 arena. They've been, which is ECW stomping grounds, baby. And they just did the thank you Taz thing, which I thought was sweet. And ECW, it's in people's minds again, and it's always in our minds, and we haven't talked enough of it on this show. So we're going to each talk about our top 10 out of all the classics and all the good matches. And because a lot of people, I mean, your Jerry Lawler's extremely crappy wrestling and everything, but believe it or not, they had really good guys that could really go and put on extraordinary matches.
They had you talk about the island of misfit toys.
Yeah, well, because you talk about rosters and like all-time rosters with people on it, because of the way ECW was as like here you can get some work if you're in bad graces with Eric or Vince. You know what I mean? You can go there if you're in between something, or like Stone Cold going there for a few months before he went to WWE. Like you got a lot of that, and you ended up with like all-star rosters of like, now you have Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, all these people. WCW is like entire cruiserweight division, not entire, but at least and like a lot of like Chris Jericho, Stone Cold, Cactus Jack, like at a few times. And yeah, of course they have your Axel Rottens and your New Jacks, and but you had some, like there was probably, you could put an ECW roster from a certain year. I'd probably go either 95 or like 97. Even later they had a good roster, but like 95, 97, you could put that up against a few different rosters.
Yeah. There's a lot of legends that started in ECW.
Yeah, because you had and Terry Funk was still, like, the fact that you would have like Terry Funk, Taz, Sabu, Shane Douglas, like kind of an all-time roster, Raven, all the big mainstays for because a brief run, if you think about it, in the history of wrestling. 10 years? No, like 6.
So technically they started as a territory in 92.
Jimmy Snuka was the first champion.
Yeah, and Paul Heyman took over in 93.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then they lasted till the beginning stages of 2001. Yep. But yeah, they had a really, and think of the guy, like, because they're pretty famous for just plucking people off the street.
Yeah.
Like Mikey Whipwreck wasn't even a wrestler. He wasn't, I mean, he was trained, but not like well, and he was working on the ring crew.
Yeah,
they didn't start training him until the one day they decided to just put him with Cactus Jack. Spike Dudley, he was a 3rd grade teacher.
Yeah,
like they were just plucking people like out of nowhere.
Yeah, so they ended up with really good rosters, and they put on some really damn good matches, and we're going to talk about them now.
Yeah.
My number 10. You ready?
Yeah.
My number 10 to start us out. I got one of the greatest rivalries in the history of ECW, Raven versus Tommy Dreamer, but not the one you're thinking of. This was the one from Holiday Hell 95. It was a number one contenders match to face Sandman later in the night for the title.
Okay.
Which Raven wins because Raven always won until the Palooza match. But it's a damn good, 12 minutes. There's a lot of stuff. There's stuff with Beulah in there, and that feud is just such a good feud. So I find this to be almost a more compelling match because there's less run-ins and DDTs. And I do think that this match has a lot of it's a fun watch. It's not too long, and Raven and Tommy are both super over. The crowd kind of makes it. And yeah, Raven goes on to lose later on in the night, but he got another win over his old foe, Tommy Dreamer. Eric, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is from Big Ass Extreme, Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrero.
Yep.
2 out of 3 falls. Not your typical long 2 out of 3 match, but it was pretty good.
These two went off.
By the way, the name of the event was called Big Ass Extreme Bash.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. For anybody, it is on Peacock.
Yep.
I'm gonna watch that.
I just finished watching it.
Yeah. So I did I watch it earlier in the week? I can't remember if I watched it earlier in the week or not. I may have. But I know what you're talking about because I have seen this match before. Yeah. And this is one of those things to where, you get these two guys in the ring later on in WCW, later that year. And then, of course, that's one of the things for Heyman to bitch about.
Yeah.
These two had a good rivalry.
Yeah, and they had great matches in WCW. They also had great, awesome matches in ECW.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though I don't want to prelude too much because I'm sure it's on a lot of people's, it's on mine. But I prefer Ray's matches with another luchador instead.
I know what you're talking about.
I think him and Hoovy did have great chemistry even back then. Damn good match.
In my opinion, Hoovy, in the early stages of his career, Hoovy botched too much.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but it was kind of that Rob Van Dam reckless, kind of made it fun.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're saying. All right, Doug.
It was a solid match. Didn't go long, but it was solid.
I agree.
All right, so my number 10.
I agree with you because I like my 2 out of 3s a little bit longer, but that's all right.
Yeah. So my number 10 is from an event that's not on Peacock, but I've seen it before because I used to have the videotape. Or at least I don't think it's on Peacock. I may have missed it. Who knows? Louis Spicoli versus Mikey Whipwreck. And this match to me, because Spicoli was coming in and he was kind of, he was best friends with Chris Candido. And,
Still there?
Everybody here?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, the internet connection just decided it needed flicker. So, but Louis Spicoli, Mikey Whipwreck. Louis Spicoli was so was Mikey Whipwreck, and it was a really good match, very underrated match. Mikey Whipwreck ended up getting the win because he had come off the title run. And but yeah, so that's my number 10.
All right, Kenneth, number 10.
All right, so mine will be. Actually, I'm going back. Since you guys call me Ric Flair, and this did make my list of. I do have a few as my top 10, and one being the abnormally watched from WWE ECW.
God, I knew you were gonna do it.
Yes, I do have a few. I only had 2 of them. Say the 2. And that would probably be like Ric Flair challenging the Big Show for the ECW championship at the time. Because I'm thinking when and I look at it like this. I said when ECW first relaunched, I think the first 3 months it was good. The first three, I enjoyed, and then it just went downhill after that. After each December to after the single pay per view, it just went downhill after that. But I will say, watching Ric Flair go into the elements in a Extreme Rules match, that's not his typical type of match, and to really take it to the big show, I was impressed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you gotta realize my list was just on a 3 hour notice, so give me a break.
Oh no, you're good. I mean, right now we're having internet connection trouble. We've lost Eric.
Scott.
I'm here.
That's his Wi-Fi.
I don't know if it's like the weather outside, if God's bitch is acting up or what.
The weather outside's frightful.
I'm
Oh,
here. Well,
Oh, here.
There's Eric.
You're there?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
All right. Well, because you disappeared for a little bit.
Have we been lagging on your end, Eric?
I think you've been lagging on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having an issue. I'm not going to say whose fault I think it is because Sharon will yell at me. She's right over there. I'll just say that I was actually going to blame God.
All right.
But
That's a good number 10. I mean, ECWE off the gate is kind of crazy. Clintus, but
Hey, would you rather be put it at the beginning or save it for like a number one, number two hitter?
yes.
we only gave the poor bastard 3 hours notice.
I was thinking I was going to watch a pay per view. I was like, I can watch a pay per view or something like that.
And then we're just like, yeah, top 10 ECW matches. And you're just like, you fucking cocksuckers.
Yeah, I was really going to say, I should have just skipped out. But nah, it's like, nah.
You're a team player, Clintus.
Yeah.
All right. My number 9. I have Sandman versus Sabu. The Stairway to Hell match.
I was trying to look for this match.
That's the
Couldn't
ladder
find
match.
it.
And it took place at House Party 98 in the ECW arena. And
Was that televised?
yeah, I think so.
It's not,
I've seen the
it's
video
not on the
of it.
network.
It's on it. Yeah, there's a video of it. I watched it on YouTube.
So
Okay.
it was probably on an episode of Hardcore TV, right? Because I don't think House Party is one of the events on Peacock. I could be wrong. I haven't been.
There's only one house party on the network.
That's 95, right? 95 or
something like that.
96.
Yeah.
I mean, they did pretty good, like showcasing some of the stuff from on Hardcore TV. So.
And I love how their ladder matches always fucking had like won by pinfall.
Yeah.
It was always because that's how Sandman wins the match. It was Sabu, it's both of them at their best, and it's a damn good match. And if you can find it, go out of your way to see it. Because I've seen it a few times, and
I want to watch this match.
it's a damn good ladder match, and the highlights are at least on YouTube. And it's a very good I mean, Sandman, they had I remember seeing a comment, I think it was like a Reddit comment, and it said those two, they could have the right magic if they had the right like pre-stage cocktail like mixed together. Like if they were both on the right amount of drugs and not the wrong amount, they could put on magic. And honestly, I could see it because I mean, when they had chemistry, they really had chemistry. Sometimes a lot of ECW is just Sandman flinging the cane everywhere. And It's like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't hit somebody.
I remember a match that they had. I think it was either before this or after this. It was Living Dangerously 98.
Yeah.
And they were going to have a match. They were opening up the show, I think. And Sabu was late. So they just had RVD come out dressed up as Sabu.
Yeah.
They had the hair down, like over his eyes, so you couldn't see his face. They had him in the, in the sheet, in the genie pants.
Yeah.
And he comes out, but when he starts doing moves like RVD, they're just like, Oh, wait a minute, that's Rob Van Dam. What the hell? Sabu came out and finished the match. But this this probably was like after this because Stairway to Hell is usually how they finished a feud.
Yeah, and it's you got two of your best going at it. It was the main event of the evening too, and they beat the shit out of each other in true ECW fashion.
Yeah.
So that's mine. All right, number 9, Eric.
I'm gonna need help with this first name.
Yoshihiro Tajiri
Versus Super Crazy.
Super Crazy. At what was it? Guilty as Charged 99. Yeah.
Hell, one of my
man,
this was like my 11. It almost made my list because Tajiri and ECW. Like if you just watch WWE and you're a Tajiri fan, you'd be like, oh yeah, he was pretty good at it. But ECW Tajiri is so fucking different.
Oh yeah,
and him and
he
Super
was
Crazy,
so amazing.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of each other. Go ahead. I don't want to.
Yeah, this match was amazing, underrated. I wish I could have put it lower on my list, but there were some other better matches. But this was an underrated match.
If WCW would have been able to get these two guys for the cruiserweight division,
oh my god!
I mean, Heyman probably would have shot himself, but
they were. I mean, because Super Crazy WWE is something else too, especially when he got a little chubby.
Yeah,
but I like him and Tajiri. I mean, their chemistry together. Like that's why didn't they have to do this? Didn't they do it at one of the one night stands too, or no?
Well, they did it in the 3-way with Guido.
Okay, so they knew that they had to pair this chemistry up. It's similar to when you talk about like because a lot of the people they discuss ECW rivalries, let's say Raven and Tommy, and you know Raven and pretty much everybody. Raven and Sandman had a great feud. But a lot of the wrestling feuds would be like, well, I mean, fucking Jerry Lynn and RVD. A lot of people say Tanaka and Mike Awesome. To me, Tajiri and Super Crazy is one of the underrated ones. And they always had fucking bang out matches that had an extreme element to them, but also were very athletic.
Yeah, and that's like the thing too with the two of them is they were just when you would add like a Jerry Lynn into the match or a little Guido, like it added an extra element, but sometimes these two guys just needed like each other.
That's all they needed. It's a good pick, Eric.
So me next?
Yes.
Spike Dudley versus Mike Awesome. Guilty as Charged 2000 for the ECW title.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, you got mad at me when I told you I put it on the list.
Are you there, Eric? No, he's not there. Clinton, are you there?
I'm here.
Clint is sticking.
Yeah.
I think something's going on with Eric's Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Eric, you froze.
I thought he was just giving me like a crazy stare.
Eric, you are frozen if you can hear.
And he's gone.
And he can hear. All right.
Clinton, what's your Doug, what's your number 9?
Mike Awesome and Spike Dudley from Guilty as Charged 2000 for the ECW title.
Yes.
Because it almost looked like there was actually a chance Spike was going to win the ECW title.
Is this the throw him into the crowd spot or is that Bam Bam?
Bam Bam did that with him. And it was funny because Spike actually tells the story that Paul Heyman actually went up to him and said, hey, you know, if we would have known, like after Mike had left ECW, he goes, you know, if we would have known Mike was going to leave, I would have put the title on you that night. And Spike looked at him and said, fuck you. I don't want the title.
Spike, I mean, when we did our underdog list, I think he was on all of ours, or at least we all wanted to take him.
Yeah.
Spike Dudley is like one of the unsung heroes. Is like a teacher that would just go to ECW and get the shit kicked out of him. And he was and you would just love to root for him. Like he's the third Dudley, like is an impressive Dudley. And he had a great career. And I've always appreciated Spike Dudley. And to go against fucking Mike Awesome, who's like, you would like Awesome and Goldberg if he was in WCW, even though he was in the fat chicks and 70s discos at the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, put him in WWE, put him against The Undertaker or Kane Pal, or put him against a giant. But ECW is like, we're putting him against Spike Dudley. And I thought it was always they had great. Spike was great with the big guys, and he could bump his fucking ass off, and they would let him get his little comeback, and he would he was a better whipwreck in my opinion, because everything they wanted whipwreck to be in the ring, a Spike was, but better.
And I think it's because Spike got over more with the audience.
Yeah. I mean, they were pretty into Mikey and his championship run.
I mean, I love Mikey Whipwreck.
Yeah.
Mikey Whipwreck, Buffalo guy.
He's on my list.
Okay. But yeah, just Spike. And like, I actually believe that Spike was going to be able to win the title. Yeah. I wanted him to. Like, it would have been fun. I mean, I love Mike Awesome as champion, but especially like if Awesome was going to do what he did and fuck everybody over.
That's the beauty of the match, though, and it's also believable. I mean, you have to walk away. You really have to suspend disbelief if you think Spike Dudley's going to beat Mike Awesome. But it's just the match. That's what makes the match fun. Is like, oh, maybe Spike will get it. But I mean, it's Mike Awesome, and he contributed just to that match of being a badass big guy and looking like a spectacle. Because ECW Mike Awesome is the only Mike Awesome in Japan. But those are the only ones you need to watch.
Yeah.
Everywhere else just wastes potential because that dude was truly awesome.
I remember a story Rod Price told me one time. Shout out to Rod. And hopefully you catch the episode because I sent you the link. And Rod Price told me one time, I asked him, I said, what did you think of working with Mike Awesome? He goes, great guy. Sorry he passed away. But when I worked with him, or when he worked with him in ECW, like Mike had like all his stuff planned out, and Rod had like already had like neck and back trouble. And he's just like, I don't want, like, I'll take the bomb in the ring. He goes, but there is no fucking way you are power bombing me from the ring through that table. He goes, I'll take the bomb in the ring, but like I can't, like my neck and back. He's like, all right, what if we just, and then Mike was just like, okay. He goes, what if we just end the match? I'll hit you with the frog splash. I'll ping you that way. And then they worked it out. They worked it out that way. And because Mike was willing to do.
He did business.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There
was one guy saying, hey, I don't really like this. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to, especially in a ECW locker room, hearing this story is kind of heartwarming because a lot of places, it's just like, hey, jump off that ladder, jump off that thing. And it's the guys that want it. And that's how the executives say, they're like, oh, we would never make them do that. They want to make a moment, pal. And yes, I understand that. But it's cool that like Rod was like, hey, man, I'm getting old. I got issues. Can we not fucking put me through a table tonight? And Mike was like, yeah, fuck, I'll hit you with the frog splash. It'll look cool. And they worked it. Like, that's awesome. That's really cool to hear.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that, like, because a lot of guys sometimes, like, because when you have a finish like that and you watch, like, and I'm going to talk about it later on, Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka and how they beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, those are the greatest.
And then you see Mike Awesome just kind of like, okay, and you find out you're going to work with Mike Awesome. He's like, oh my God, him and Tanaka just beat the shit out of each other. What the fuck is he going to do to me? Like, look at what he just did to fucking Spike. And like, you get nervous a little bit, but that's when you have to have the conversation, be like, hey, are you okay with us not doing this? And when the guy says, yeah, like, well, I have no problem with just because the splash, like, the splash looked devastating from him too.
Yeah, of course.
So
a big ass dude doing a frog splash, it always looked dope. He's one of my favorites, frog splashes, honestly.
Yeah. And even like he can even end it sometimes like with the top rope shoulder block or top rope clothesline. There's so much shit he could do.
For a big guy, he could really do that frog splash. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that's my number 9. He's my favorite ECW. Like, I have a top. Like, he's definitely in my top 5 ECW guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be in my top 10 to 15. There's just so many.
I just enjoyed his world title. I was pissed when he went to WCW.
Everyone's saying now, who's your favorite ECW guy ever? Doug?
Favorite ECW guy ever?
Yeah. Your favorite? Who was ECW that you enjoyed watching their stuff the most? Eric?
Taz.
Good pick. Doug?
It's going to sound weird, but Spike.
That's a good pick. Plymouth?
I want to say RVD.
Those are all great picks. I'm going Tommy, the heart of ECW.
Yep.
And that's why there's a theme with him on my list. Tommy Dreamer, I think, meant a lot to ECW, and he was that. But all of those guys are ECW.
Yeah.
To the death.
Yeah.
All right, isn't it Clint's pick now?
Yes, Clint's number 9.
Go ahead, Clint.
My number 9. I will go back and go to when RVD cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, won the WWE title, and rechristened it the ECW Championship.
So the one night stand match with Cena?
One night stand with Cena.
That was like the last time that ECW felt like ECW.
And that's why it has to be on the list.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just pointing out because that really was. I remember the if Cena wins, we riot signs.
I mean, he's going bold with WWE picks off the gate, but that is the perfect one to go for. And that match had such an electricity. And I mean, Edge could have turned babyface based off that.
Yeah.
I mean, Edge was the biggest hero of the fucking night.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is where I'm sticking up for. We gave him 3 hours notice. It's like when fucking 2 people decide right off the bat, hey, we're gonna get hitched.
We're getting married. I knew you were gonna say
we're getting married, and it's a fucking Tuesday afternoon at 1:30, and they call like a couple of witnesses, be like, hey, we're getting hitched. Get yourself a suit. And it's like, where the fuck am I going to get a suit at 1:30 in the afternoon? Like, you have to be fitted. You have to fucking. So, like, that's kind of like what I compare, like, because we gave the guy 3 hours notice. We're lucky he didn't just call in sick. He just had eye surgery, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. And it's still that's a great match.
Yeah.
And
the match was awesome.
The shirt getting flung back at him is still one of my favorite moments in wrestling history. And the fact that he keeps throwing it to the crowd and they keep throwing it back.
They throwing it back.
That they did not like. When you talk about anti-Cena crowds, that was probably one of the biggest.
Yeah.
All right.
In the crowd.
Cody Rhodes would have loved that crowd. He'd be like, I want to wrestle this motherfucker here. All right. My number 8.
Okay.
Taz and Bigelow, Living Dangerously, 98.
Oh, shit.
I knew a lot of people would pick this. That's why I wanted to go first. This match, the big fight feel, I talk about a lot on this channel because I think it means a lot to wrestling. And especially even if it's not in
you and Eric had it at the same number.
This is for the TV. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. So we'll do our 8.
Don't worry.
We'll do them together. But for the TV title, this had a big fight feel. This felt like a spectacle for the TV title. And Taz,
By the way, it was in Asbury Park, New Jersey, where Bam Bam lived.
When you're talking to a guy about not a belt making a guy, but a guy making a belt, Taz and the TV title is a conversation.
Yeah.
RVD would enter that as well, but definitely Taz and that TV title. And then eventually his Fuck the World Championship. But Taz and Bigelow, they had such this, and even though Taz is like a smaller guy, the way they mashed up to each other was like, oh, someone's going to beat somebody's ass. And the fact that Taz had the big man done, and he submitted his ass, but the ref didn't see it. And that's like, and it's such, oh my God, Taz won, but oh my God, no, he didn't. Oh my God. And then they go through the ring, and that's like one of the biggest moments. WWE steals it, of course, because they have to. Iconic, and this is like iconic ECW. And if they were bigger and had more of a worldwide thing, this would be like in the top 10 moments of all time.
Yeah,
and it is for ECW fans because this one is crazy. Them falling through the ring is fucking nuts, and Bigelow ends up winning the title, and it kind of furthers that rivalry. And
it definitely furthers the rivalry that Taz had with Triple Threat too.
Yes. So I think this is a spectacle of a match, and this is everything you need. And when people say, "Oh, the matches," it was either just guys beating the shit out of each other, and there was no psychology, or it was like guys flying around. No, this was a decent match with two stocky dudes that had great psychology and great spots in the match. Two legendary spots where Taz has him like beaten, but not, and then kind of sinking into another one of them going into the ring. This is like a perfectly booked match. So that's my number 8, and that's Eric's number 8.
Yep.
So
Let him talk about it a little bit.
I'm gonna say the one spot I thought was cool. It was beginning of the match. They were on the ramp and Taz threw him over the rail. I thought that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, Doug, you're number 7. All right.
The very first ECW pay-per-view, Barely Legal, I'm going Taz and Sabu.
Good match.
Well, I think I took another one of Eric's.
No worries.
I'm not worried about it. I just pointed out that I took it from you.
He doesn't give a shit.
I mean, I've come to terms with it.
No, I've taken yours so many times. So,
And this is one of the ones we disagree with. I find this match overrated.
Yeah. But all right, so this match, so they had a year of build where they didn't touch each other.
Yeah, this was ECW's Sting Hogan. Pretty much.
And you had Bill Alfonso, the most annoying motherfucker on the planet, managing Taz at the time. And Taz got and this match was just so this match was so awesome. There's so much psychology to it. And then because you're coming off a 20-minute stinker with with Pitbull 2 and Shane Douglas. And then you have this match, which was just beautifully done, and Taz got the win, which was the right call.
You think the right guy won?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, the only thing I disagree as far as the finish goes is why the fuck did Alfonso turn on Taz after the match, after the guy won?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing I didn't like, but I thought the match was beautifully done.
I agree with you.
Taz and Sabu just had, even though they didn't like each other, they had awesome chemistry.
They were tag champs for a little bit.
But they had a brief period in time where they just could not stand each other. But I'll say this is that I bet Taz wishes that Sabu was there for the dedication.
Yeah. They meant a lot to each other's career.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
respected each other.
Now, I don't know if Sabu actually would have gone down to the dedication. He probably would have stayed in his room and smoked. But I'm sure Taz would have loved to to have him there. I know they actually had to move the ceremony because they were going to do it on Collision, but some of Taz's family couldn't make it to the building that night. So he's like, "Can we do it on Dynamite so I could get them there?" And because Taz wanted to fly his parents in, I think.
Oh, so he knew about it. He knew.
Yeah, no, he knew about it ahead of time. And I don't. That's one of those things. Tony Khan is an awesome human being for that.
Yeah, it's cool to really give the guys their flowers. And no offense to WWE, but it seems like a lot of the same guys get their flowers sometimes.
Yeah.
To where and they have been better about spreading it out the love a little more lately. But AEW, like a guy like Taz, you're in an arena that he was kind of I don't know if he made that, but he was when you think of that arena, you think of Taz. So I think Taz is synonymous with that place, and I think he needed to be appreciated, and it was very sweet.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, Clenneth, what ECWE match are we getting for your number 8?
Well, no, actually, mine was the Living Dangerously one as number 8 as well. Taz and Bam Bam Bigelow.
Hell yeah.
You guys just synchronize your number 8s?
Yeah, we wanted to keep this thing moving.
No, I did actually watch that. Well, the first match I did watch when I got this assignment. Thank you.
Thank you. Doug. All right. It's a good pick.
You know, if we were actually worked teachers like at a school and we gave like the homework like only 3 hours in advance, we would be fired.
Well, the youth would be fucked anyway.
What, the three of us as school teachers?
There's 4 of us. Unless you don't think Eric should make the cut.
I mean, I was talking like because the three of us gave Cliniff his assignment, you know.
Oh, yeah. I think we'd all be good teachers. All right.
I feel sorry for that generation of kids.
I could do lunch. All right. Number 7. My number 7 is from Living Dangerously as well, but it's Living Dangerously 2000. And I think this is an underrated main event. And we got to talk about him a little bit earlier, but my boy Super Crazy beating Rhino in the tournament final for the TV championship.
That was about as shock ending as you could get.
Upset. You thought, especially with Cyrus, and he had like backup. You thought, and Rhino's a dominator. You thought Rhino was going to kick his ass. It was a fun little match. It only goes about 8 minutes, but it's a fun match and it's a fun tournament final. And this kind of showed how to do a tournament right. And I think that they ended it on a great note and a great upset. And the crowd loved Super Crazy by the end of it. So I think it was absolutely phenomenal. And that's my number 7.
Yeah, I just remember, like, I kind of remember this back when I was a teenager and just kind of following it. And, like, the network, which, by the way, is Don Callis, who was a hemorrhoid back then, they really wanted...
He had hair, though.
Yeah.
Long, flowing hair.
And he really, like, they wanted Rhino to win that television title because Rob Van Dam had to vacate it because he broke his, I think broke his ankle. So he vacates the title, and then they have this like 8-man tournament. Rhino beats Sandman earlier in the night. Super Crazy beats Little Guido. And it's like, okay, Rhino's gonna win this thing, right? And then when Super Crazy ended up winning, it's like, holy shit. Like, nobody saw it coming. Now, he would only hold the title for a month and a half.
Yeah.
But still, like, it was
a fun upset.
Yeah, and that's what Heyman was going for. Heyman wanted shock.
And it was a good shock and kind of not even kind of a nice babyface ending for the event.
Yeah.
5,000 in attendance.
Yeah.
So
that was the same night that Dusty Rhodes took on Steve Corino in a bull rope match.
Yeah, that was Dusty's last good program with Corino.
And I just remember Joey Styles apologizing for like the violence, and then he's like, "Wait, you know what? If you're squeamish, you shouldn't be watching ECW anyway because you're a pussy. So I withdraw my apology."
That's hilarious.
It's like, fuck off, Joey.
Number 7, Eric.
My number 7 from November to Remember. Mike Awesome versus Tanaka, World Championship match.
You butt fucking son of a bitch.
It's a great pick.
It was an awesome match. They had several matches in that year, especially between November and January. So
you penetrated my number 1.
That doesn't sound right.
I know.
Sorry, Doug.
He penetrated your number 1? Whoa. Oh, wait a minute. I got froze and I come back. You penetrated my number 1.
Quit saying it.
The more we say it, the worse it's going to get.
As I said, these two had just more chemistry. I had great chemistry. I'll say more on my next but I do have the other one on the list.
Well, they had more than one match.
And this isn't my favorite of theirs. Apparently it was Ducks.
Especially in 99, they had like 3 matches within a month.
They have a great case for the best rivalry of ECW.
Yeah. They do.
I'm going to make a change here.
Well, you're up next.
All right. Number 7, Rob Van Dam versus Balls Mahoney for the television title at Anarchy Rules 99.
That is a fun one. Balls was always fun. He wasn't the best. He wasn't always the best in ring, but he was a fun presence. Him and Rotten were a great team.
Yeah. And I remember like it was supposed to be him or Rob was somebody else, and then that somebody else got taken out by Balls Mahoney. So they said, you know what, screw it, we'll put Balls in the match. And like they were both baby faces, but even still, like Bill Alfonso interfering and throwing the chair and all that. It's just like, first of all, I wanted somebody to fucking like, you know, take that whistle and shove it up Alfonso's ass.
It was the worst part of our Rob Van Dam's matches.
Yeah. But
watch him on mute.
It really was a fun match.
Yeah.
So, and I did change my number one. I didn't change the participants, but I changed the event. Hopefully, I outsmarted him.
Yeah.
Oh no!
All right, Clint, number 7.
I'll say Taz versus Jerry the King Lawler. Not at One Night Stand, but whatever pay-per-view that was back in like 93 or whatnot, or 94.
They had a match. They had a match in '94.
No way.
Well, whatever. It was an ECW pay-per-view. I think it was.
When
This
Jerry
is back. Jerry Lawler was doing commentary for WWE, calling out ECW, saying it was extremely crappy wrestling. He had a match with either. Oh, was it with Taz? It was supposed to be Taz, but it wound up being with Tommy Dreamer. I think it was.
Yeah, the Hardcore Heaven '97.
Yeah, because Taz did the run out when Jerry attacked Tommy and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Taz worked Chris Candido that night.
That's what it was. Well, that one. Jerry Lawler, Tommy Dreamer.
Great match.
Oh my God, so much shit happened in that match. Rick Rude, Sonny, Jim Cornette getting involved. He really did not want to get involved.
ECW and the fucking blackouts was crazy.
Yeah.
They would always just,
Jake Roberts getting involved in that shit. Like, it was just so much. And by the way, these were all people getting involved on behalf of the WWF. These were all people that were technically on the outs with the fucking company at the time.
It's funny as fuck.
Like, they were interfering on Lawler's behalf, and nobody, like everybody was just like, fuck the WWF.
Is this the famous story that he had to give a check to Corluzzo or something?
Yeah.
Cornette tells, and they get in a limousine or whatever, they get in something, and he's like he gives him the check or whatever, and then like the check bounces or some shit like that. And he gets Cornette to do the thing.
Yeah, the check bounces, and like, because Heyman usually like, Heyman's famous for like giving somebody the routing number. Like a routing number is supposed to be like what? Like 8 to 10 numbers or something like that?
9.
Yeah. 9?
Yes, a routing number is 9 numbers.
All right. Well, Paul Heyman would give the routing number, but he would give like 13 numbers. I'm serious. He did it to Bubba once. And Bubba was just like, Paul, that's way too many numbers. He goes, well, how many do you need to shave off? And he goes, 4. He goes, all right, shave off the last 4 numbers.
That's amazing. Shave off the last 4 numbers. That's so good.
You could do a whole episode on Holy Danger.
Yeah, the genius.
We could do like 9 episodes on him.
A genius, but not a businessman.
No.
But all right.
By the way, good pick by Glennon.
My number 6. Rey Mysterio Jr. and Psychosis, October 17th, 95.
Yep,
they did match. One on the 7th too, but this one was better.
Yeah.
And there was
the one where he did the Hurricane Run on the car?
I think, yeah. And this is also where he does it's not a Hurricane Rana, but he does the flip outside of the ring onto him.
Okay.
And he does a couple spins. A great match. great chemistry. They would do it again in WCW, but this is almost better and more raw. That's my number 6. Eric?
My number 6. Doug, I hope this is not your number 1.
No, that's not the one I picked.
Okay. Well, this one was at the end of the year. This is because the match they had a match in between where
Tanaka won the title,
and
right?
They had the rematch a week later in New York, right?
Yeah, because they did this match. So Tanaka wins the title, and then I think what happened was Tanaka's visa expired, and they're like he had to go back to Japan for like a month or two. So then they're like, oh fuck, we just gave him the title, and so then they're just like, you got to drop the title back, and he had no problem. Like, he loved working with Mike Awesome.
Well, yeah, they had the greatest
They
chemistry.
beat the fuck out of each other, but they were like best of friends.
And Tanaka was, underrated babyface.
Yeah.
People loved him because he was going against, because Awesome was a natural heel, and they would really go at it. And Tanaka always felt like a badass. This is my preferred one over the last one. I enjoyed this match a lot.
Yeah. This is not my number 1. I actually I went a little earlier.
That'll be his 2.
Oh,
I know which one you did.
Doug, number 6.
The Dudley Boys versus Spike Dudley, Tommy Dreamer, and Sandman from Heat Wave 98.
Oh. Didn't we do that?
Yes.
Yes, and that's when they have them all in the corner and everything?
They have him in the corner, and then like New Jack came out and helped afterwards.
New Jack looked like a badass in that.
Yeah. And then like the 4 of them are all 3 of them are standing on ladders, and I think fucking Spike ends up having to stand on the ropes or something.
Yeah. It was such a cool visual.
Yeah.
Because the Dudleys were such good heels.
Yeah. And then you have like the 4 like fucking like beacons of hope. I can't believe I'm saying beacon of hope. It's New Jack and it's saying fucking. But 4 guys who were 4 of the most over baby faces.
Yeah.
4 of the most over baby faces in ECW. And by the way, New Jack should technically have been a heel, mainly because of how many people he's tried to kill.
Yeah, once you stab a few.
But they loved him.
Yeah.
And he was just so good. But no, this match was awesome. Bubba and Devon were great heels. Big Dick Dudley was a tremendous enforcer. Joel Gertner was a pain in the ass, but he was so good. You know, Joel Gertner actually winked at me at a convention once. I did not. I walked past him and I'm looking, and by the way, he's doing the gimmick where he's got the tuxedo jacket on, but no shirt. Right? At a fucking convention where there are children. Okay? Like, there are little kids in the 2300 arena. This is one of the I think this was the first convention that Feinstein ever did. The first Icons.
Was this the one I went with you?
Yeah. Yeah, you were first year you went with Mindy Sharon and I. Second year, Dangle and Mom went with Mindy Sharon and I. And then after that, because the second year was such a shit show, we haven't gone back since.
They still do it? They don't do it anymore, right?
I don't know. I think it's like a different event called Battleground Championship Wrestling now, and I think they do like a little meet and greet, but I'm not sure.
No.
But this first event, that first event, like I'm walking past, like I had just walked past Shane Douglas and shouted, "You suck." And then I walked past Joel Gertner sitting on the table. He's got his gimmick on, you know, the belly hanging out, the fucking tuxedo jacket. And he looks at me and he winks. And I was just like, yeah. And I was just like, I'm like, this just got creepy. Then, you know, I went over and met Mickey James and made myself feel better.
All right.
What did Shane Douglas say to you when you said you stopped?
I walked away fast enough to where he couldn't. I'm not fucking stupid.
You suck. He ran out. All right, Plymouth.
Sure about that? I don't know.
You don't know.
But all right. So my next one will be RVD versus Jerry Lynn, ECW Hardcore Heaven, 99.
It's a good one.
Well, I gotta change another one.
Oh
I
shit!
knew Doug would get fucked out of this whole thing. They had some of the best in-ring.
I have that too.
It's either Tanaka and Awesome or Lynn and RVD for best in-ring rival.
Yep.
All right.
He brought out the best in Jerry Lynn.
Oh yeah.
That's why TNA went back to that well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
My number 5. You ready, Doug?
What?
Yes.
For,
Trying to make a quick change.
for number 5, I have.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you're good. Were you still? Go ahead, brother. I think we're lagging.
Clint, did
Oh,
you
you
have
are
more you wanted
lagging,
to say on it?
No, I said my bad because you said I had to make a quick change.
Oh,
Oh no.
But you are lagging.
I had another one, and I had another one, tucked away that I could use.
Okay.
all right. My number 5, I have the infamous Tapai death match, Ian versus Axel Rotten.
I wanted to go with that, but I figured one of you fuckers would put it.
And I did. This is when you talk about the brutality ECW. This is one to go back and watch. I remember as a young lad, me and my friend Jelly used to do the backyard wrestling, put each other through cardboard and plywood and all that crazy shit. And
Wait,
we
you actually
saw-
did back in wrestling?
I did a lot of backyard wrestling. We watched the Tapai death match, and I was like, oh my God, we have to do this. And Jelly was like, dude, fuck that. It's glass. And it's like, why would we I'm not going to fucking glue glass to my fucking hands and fight you. That's crazy. So we went a little pussy with it, and we did paper. So we fucking super glued. We chopped up paper with scissors, and we super glued paper to our hands, and we're like fucking doing a match. And extreme might not be the word for it, but goddamn, did I get a lot of paper cuts. So that reminds me of this match, but also they beat the shit out of each other.
The youth of America, ladies and gentlemen.
It was not one of my prouder moments, but damn, we were gonna make that shit happen. This
whole podcast group, sends Clineth because he is a little more educated, I'm sure. But like the three of us, we are an indictment on the American education system.
I have a degree, thank God Almighty.
Well, I'm just saying that's why I excluded you, because I didn't want to insult you too much. But it's just like, Jesus Christ, like sometimes like some of the shit we come up with, it's just like, how the fuck did we get educations?
I have no idea.
I have a degree too.
Someone didn't bother to read. Do not try this at home.
No, yeah, I took that as a suggestion. I saw him flying off the ladder. I'm like, cool. All right. Yeah, this was a great match. They beat the shit out of each other. This is the best you're going to get out of the Rottens.
Yeah.
Besides,
and what's funny is like the beginning of that match when they land the first punch, and Bill Alfonso, who was the the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission referee, and was a heel. Due to the lack of officiating, I'm calling off the match. Then 911 came out, choke slammed him, and then Todd Gordon's like, all right, let's restart the fucking match.
yes.
And then they just beat the shit out of each
I'm
other.
a big Bill Alfonso fan.
Yeah.
All right, Eric. Number 5.
So number 5 is the first match between Jerry and RVD from Living Dangerously, 1999.
No, Clineth did Hardcore Heaven, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Hardcore Heaven. Jerry Lynn versus RVD, the first one. I thought this was a really good match between the first match they had. You guys still there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here, and I'd agree. It's a damn good match, and I like it better.
I have
than-
all 3 on my list, by the way. So.
Oh God, we know what you like.
Well, that's why I went with a completely different. I think it was like number 2 or number 3.
Doug, what's your number 5?
Oh, so this one's kind of odd, but I kind of like it that way. The Pitbulls versus Raven and Stevie Richards for the ECW tag titles. 2 out of 3 fall dog collar match.
Ooh.
So this was just supposed to be a regular match or regular dog collar match. And then Beulah, who was still managing Raven and Stevie at the time, said, let's make it 2 out of 3 falls. Stevie Richards didn't want to come out for the match. They dragged him out. Pitbull number 2 got, taken out early on. Tommy Dreamer comes out, pins Raven. Tommy Dreamer and Pitbull 2 win the tag titles. Bill Alfonso comes out and says, Tommy Dreamer, you're dreaming. You were not part of this match. Therefore, that decision does not stand. And then Big Dick Dudley comes out, apparently fresh out of jail, according to Joey Styles. And he choke slams Tommy Dreamer and says, hey, I'm reinstating the choke slam tonight. 911 comes out, choke slams Alfonso. And then the Pitbulls come out and, the match continues. I think that was the 3rd fall. And they end up beating Raven and Stevie Richards. There was a lot of theatrics, but it was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, that's a sick tag match.
Yeah.
All right, Clement, number 5.
My number 5 is going to be Eddie Guerrero versus
Versus who?
Clennis, you cut out.
This episode's going great.
Hello.
All right, we're here. Eddie Guerrero versus who?
D. Malenko.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
That's the Malenko Guerrero Classic, right?
I think this is from the not. It says ECW. Hold on. It says Hardcore TV, so I'm guessing that's what it was.
I think it's the Classic.
Yeah, I think it is too.
I'll say it's weird seeing him in the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
But a great match.
Yeah.
Epic fucking match.
I remember when they called it the Malenko Guerrero Classic, Eddie even said, he's like, I felt like we were at a golf tournament. But no, it was fine wrestling match, and that's what ECW could do sometimes. They could put on fine wrestling matches.
Hey, just to let you guys know, since I am not home and haven't been home during this thing, my phone's gonna die.
Yeah, we'll get with you next week.
I want to get you next week. Just text me what we're gonna do next week.
All right, Clemens, we got you, buddy.
Later. All right. I think he was at a gala.
He was
home.
somewhere.
I haven't been home. I love that guy.
I mean, he did a hell of a job for somebody that just had fucking eye surgery.
Yeah, and he's at a party.
Yep.
That dude's he's the man.
He's our guy.
All right. Where were we though? Because that
Number 3.
Is it my 4?
Everybody did their 5s. Well, you got to go on 4.
Clint didn't get to it, right?
No, he did.
Okay.
He said number 5. It was the Malenko Guerrero
Yes,
thing.
yes. All right. So my number 4, I have, because I think we don't get Stone Cold Steve Austin without Steve Austin going to ECW for that little spell when Bischoff let him go, and Paul said, "Hey, work on your character." He gave him a microphone, say whatever you want. And magic was from there, and Stone Cold really got to be himself. I don't know why Vince was like, "You're the ringmaster" from that, but he was showing early signs of Stone Cold, and he was being this rebel. He shaved his head. He looked like a badass. And he said he was trying to be like Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
Yeah.
But he isn't, I mean, and Mikey Whipwreck was amazing, of course, but also, who would have thought I'd do From December to Dismember, but it's not the one you're thinking of. It's 95.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a ladder match, but it's Whipwreck, Austin, and Sandman.
So where Sandman wins the title back, right?
Yes, because Whipwreck had the title, and him and Austin had already wrestled for the title, I believe.
Yeah.
But that match didn't go that long. This was a lot of fun, and it was Stone Cold really working on his heel shit and being an asshole and being a really good bad guy. Mikey Whipwreck being that lovable underdog, and Sandman just being cool. And there was those three factors kind of made the match really enjoyable. Because you're like, oh, Mikey might get it, but Sandman's a badass, and oh, Austin might steal it. Austin's a fucking dickhead, and he looked formidable. And the fact that Mikey kept the fact that Austin has multiple losses, even though this wasn't a loss to Whipwreck, but not multiple, but the fact that we have a world championship match on record where Steve Austin lost to Mikey Whipwreck is insane to me. but I mean, those were the times. All right, Eric.
Number 4.
Enrique.
I'm gonna need help with this.
All right, Barry.
Man tag from Barely Legal 97.
Okay. Eric, do you just want me to read them?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Eric,
The Great Sasuke.
I forgot you're the
Japanese
expert.
Well, don't put it like that. Grand Hamada and Masato Yakasushi versus BWO Takamichinoku, one of my favorites, Terry Boy and Dick to Go.
It was a very good match. In the first pay-per-view, I think it was either the first or second match on that pay-per-view. I thought it was fantastic.
I'm sorry, Dick Togo, but I love the way that JR says his name. Because I remember JR on his podcast. He's like, a guy named Dick to Go.
And what's funny is that, like, you have, like, the NWO obviously had their Japan stable, NWO Japan. So ECW is just like, all right, BWO has to have a Japanese stable himself. And it's just like, oh my God.
It's a fun match, and Taka was always awesome.
Yeah.
And one of Kenny Omega's biggest inspirations, by the way. And you can see it because Taka had such a style about him. And he's one of those, and the WWE, I wish they would have let him go with the big guys a little more.
Yeah. Because
Taka really could have been their Spike Dudley, but a way better work. He was amazing in the ring, and he put on amazing matches, and especially like he was like WWE got him, and that was the one like, hey, WCW, you don't have him for your cruiserweight division, haha, we have Taka. But if Taka was in WCW, he would have been with the rest of them putting on classics.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. This 6-man's amazing. Doug.
All right, so.
Cameron didn't even get it.
Harassment. All right. Taz versus Bam Bam Bigelow, the rematch, Heatwave 98.
I thought about putting this on.
Well, no, Taz defended the FTW title.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So, and like Shane Douglas really wanted Taz to, or really wanted Bam Bam to fuck up Taz. Didn't happen. This match was brutal. It was awesome. And Taz got the win back. And it was just, I don't know if it was as good as their first one, but it damn sure like came close. So
I agree.
Yeah, that's my number 4.
All right, my number 3 is the heart of the company, the theme on my list. And like I said, Tommy, to me, my favorite ECW guy. And I know this, he never wanted it, but he deserved it. And him finally getting the belt at SummerSlam 2000 off of Taz, which is actually a very good match. And I know that because it's ECW and it's Tommy Dreamer and they had to shit on his parade. Of course, Just Incredible comes out for a match and beats him for the title.
Yeah.
But with when he wins and the whole crowd, Tommy, like you're in it and you're like, this guy deserved it. He always lost. He was the heart of the company and he always fought his ass off, but he would always take an L. And he finally got the world title. It was like his two big moments, his two big victories is the Raven win at WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
Which I think could have been anybody's number 1. I know you're not a fan of that match, but I think it's kind of epic. And this one, because him winning the world title, him winning the strap finally, even though it didn't last long, it was an amazing moment. And I liked the fuckery at the end. And Just Incredible's a good guy to go with. And especially at the time, that was some of the best Just Incredible. So I love SummerSlam 2000. I love the main event.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, you're number 3.
My number 3 is the Hardcore Heaven ECW for the ECW title a month later after living dangerously. I thought this was a very good match.
Yeah.
This was the longest of the 3. I thought it was very well done. Maybe not the right guy won. Maybe they should have gave it to Jerry and then had the rubber match.
Well, like technically, like the judges were gonna give Jerry Lynn the match, but he's like, no, I can pin the guy.
He went in 5 more minutes.
Yeah, and then Bill Alfonso fucked him over.
Yep.
Well, Bill Alfonso could fuck anybody over. Bill Alfonso could fuck over people that are like professionals at fucking people over. Bill Alfonso is one of those guys that can somehow get away with paying a stripper Monopoly money. And then, gets kicked out of the club because if you're going to dance on something that ugly, you better get fucking paid real money.
How long was he RVD's manager? I know it started that Living Dangerous, not Living Dangerously, but the
at Barely Legal it started.
Yeah, they were Barely Legal.
So about 3 years. All right, ready for me to go?
Yeah.
All right, my number 3 is Taz versus Shane Douglas for the ECW title at Guilty as Charged 99. Taz finally becomes the man. And it was a year build, year and a half build, actually. And Taz finally got his moment, and and the fact that Chris Candido fucked over Shane Douglas in this match, and it's like it looked like they were going to turn Chris Candido babyface, but it ended up being a franchise that got turned.
Yes.
So, but no, this was just and Taz was. I shit on his commentary from time to time. Now, not so much, but Taz was the man in ECW.
He was. And I remember him cutting a promo and being like, fuck Goldberg, fuck Stone Cold, I'm the world champion. And it's like,
I remember that.
And he is just, he was epic, and him finally getting the belt. And honestly, Shane Douglas is not everybody's cup of tea, but he is a pretty good heel. And if you're an ECW fan, you got to prepare for some Shane Douglas because you're going to get a lot of it. And he was kind of that heel champion for them, like the big heel champion. And Taz finally beating him specifically was kind of a big deal, especially with him in the triple threat and the injury deal and everything. Taz finally getting his hands and winning the belt. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
All right. My number dos. That was a great pick, Doug.
Thank you.
You farted on me. My number dos.
I had it pointed away from it.
This was a hard one for number 2 because there was a couple I wanted to go with, so I had to make a compromise. I wanted to go with Born to Be Wired 97, and I kind of wanted to go with Funk and Sabu because that match is legendary.
Yeah.
And it's not that's another one that's not everybody's cup of tea because like them trying to avoid hitting arteries and shit, and Terry Funk kind of yelling at him.
I thought about putting on my list too.
Like that, especially towards the end, that match gets a little uncomfortable if you're squeamish.
Well, yeah, and especially because like Funk was wrapped in the barbed wire.
It looked like they were really hurting themselves, and it's like, dude, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
So I understand that point of view.
When he's wrapped in the barbed wire, and they're just like, all right, we have to cut him loose because he can't squirm his way out of it because he's going to hit an artery.
Yeah.
So we have to cut him out, and they had to cut Sabu out. They had to cut Sabu's pants off. I think.
So I was between that and as in ECW as good as it gets when Bam Bam threw Spike into the crowd.
Oh yeah.
I had to make a compromise and I had to go Born to Be Wired 97 when Spike Dudley gets to beat the big man.
Oh, that was awesome.
And him and Bam Bam, and I think it is the better encounter. And Spike gets his win, and it feels so fucking good. And Born to Be Wired 97 is just a fun event in general.
Yeah.
But this is one of the tentpole moments of it. And Bam Bam sold his ass off and made the Spike look good. And Spike also did Spike's signature selling. And even though Bam Bam lost the match, he's still a beast. And it didn't diminish.
And he got his win back like a week later.
Yeah. he lost the spike and it didn't diminish his value at all. So it was a very good executed match, in my opinion. Eric, your number dos.
My number dos is, we talked about this earlier, Barely Legal, Sabu, and Taz for the not world championship, but it was when they revealed their first pay-per-view. It was their main event. It was a great match. Besides the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I like the other one. What was the second one they did?
Was that the unification between the world title and the FTW title from Living Dangerously 99?
It might have been. They've had a few, but this isn't my favorite of them. I remember a great build-up and the match was like pretty good, but it's everybody's opinion. And if you love this match, it does have that big fight feel to it.
Yeah, because it was their first pay-per-view, so I thought
it was their first pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And that pay-per-view is known for this being the blow-off, RVD bitching, and did he bitch on that one?
Yeah.
RVD bitching, and Terry Funk getting his moment.
Yep.
All right, Doug, number 2.
Sabu versus Rob Van Dam for the TV title at Guilty as Charged 2000. This was Sabu's last hurrah, because he was going to go to Japan. Yeah. The match was fantastic. RVD and Sabu had awesome chemistry. And RVD got the win and continued his 20-something month reign as television champion.
Yeah.
He was the longest TV champion ever, right?
Yeah. So, just like, and the stuff that they would do, like their ECW matches were just
the tits.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. If it wasn't for Gary Lynn, you could argue Sabu was his top rival.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You could make that argument.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Number ones?
Yep.
You ready for my number one favorite ECW match of all time?
Yes.
Well, here's what it is. I've kind of had a theme on my list with Tommy and being the heart of the company and his rivalry with Raven.
Yeah.
I love when they bring it all together at the end. The Dudleys are leaving. Paul couldn't give them more money. And they're going to the big time. They're going to the WWF to put on some great TLC matches and cement their legacy. But on their way out, they're going against Tommy and a mystery opponent. And it's somebody who happens to be returning from WCW. He's coming home to ECW. Raven and Tommy Dreamer are actually going to team up, and they win the tag titles. It's just on an episode of ECW on TNN, but it's an amazing moment. It's a fun match, but an amazing moment.
I still couldn't believe that it happened when I saw it.
Yeah, no one could believe it. But it kind of, if you think about the storyline of Tommy and Raven and the history of ECW and the Dudleys as such good heels, the whole story, I think it really shows Heyman's expert storytelling, and it brings everything all together. Like, if you're a fan from the beginning, this is a fun way to wrap it up. And for this company, like, not lasting too long after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they really kind of went out looking awesome and giving like ECW like ran out of money, but the last shows were still great shows. Whereas WCW was putting on dog shit.
Yeah.
Like, ECW wasn't bad quality that took them out of the game.
It was just Paul didn't know how to.
Even with their guys getting picked up, they would always have somebody to like put on a good performance in their place.
Yeah.
But this was awesome. This was fun. And that's my number one pick.
That was a great pick. My number one, I think the match, the least of the three that people talk about is the one on WTV, August 27th, 1999.
Oh yeah, that was the debut episode of ECW on TNN.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that part, but
yeah,
I thought this was a great match. I thought this was the best of the three, the last of the three, right? When did they fight again?
At least they had a couple matches in 2000.
At least for the TV title, this was the last of the three.
Yeah.
And RVD won all three.
Yeah. Jerry Lynn would finally beat him in 2000, but, oh well. All right.
All right, Doug, wrap us up.
I'm ending with Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka. Damn it!
I like how
But-
we all had themes to our list.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But ECW Heatwave '98.
Yep.
The third match I've had, because Heatwave '98 was fantastic. I don't know if
One
it's
of the best papers.
yeah. I mean, and we reviewed it. I think that's why all this stuff is fresh in my head.
Yeah.
But Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, their first match, I think, on a major platform in the States. And they beat the hell out of each other. Tanaka got the win. It was just, it was, pun intended, awesome.
Yeah.
And they were just, the chemistry was just top 5 rivalry in ECW.
Oh yeah, I would say top 3.
I would put Taz and Sabu would have to go up there. RVD Jerry Lynn would have to go up there. Raven Tommy would have to go up there. And then probably
RVD and Sabu.
RVD and Sabu, yeah.
For rivalries?
Yeah.
I really like Sandman and Raven.
Yeah.
And the whole bringing the sun into it and stuff.
I mean,
That one got personal.
now I do have to say that Big Vito is going to be a little disappointed. He wanted his name mentioned. He wanted one of his matches to make the list, to make our list
And
tonight.
he did have great matches. His
Yeah.
stuff in ECW was awesome.
Yeah, as part of the Baldies. I mean, that's the stuff. So the Baldies were basically they were a street gang, and they had a problem with New Jack because he was always calling himself the king of the streets.
Yeah.
So that was like the big issue there. But yeah, I sent him the thing today, and he's just like, "Oh, let me know if my name gets mentioned."
Well, just and that was our top 10 ECW matches. We got about 35 great ones. We didn't get Clint's last 5,
Yeah,
but that's all right. We all it was a fun time. It was a fun list. It was fun going through ECW history because it's a great promotion that everybody should check out if they haven't. ECW built. If you like the Attitude Era and you like the Cruiserweight division from WCW, you like everything good about both shows in the Monday Night Wars, go watch ECW.
oh yeah.
So you want to know what we're doing next week?
I am waiting with anticipation.
The anniversary is coming up, so we're doing Unforgiven 2002.
Ooh.
Brock Lesnar, Undertaker main event.
And that's
Ooh.
Triple H and RVD, right?
Yep, and Chris Jericho and Ric Flair.
And then there's a Trish match on there as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shit. It's going to be a fun one. It's in the Staples Center. You had Benoit and Angle, Triple H and Van Dam, which that's going to be a fun one to talk about because
Yeah.
that's one that's kind of controversial. Eddie and Edge, so it's going to be a good one.
And then the Un-Americans versus Kane, Booker T, Goldust, and Bubba Ray Dudley. Because they had to figure out, because it was going to be Bradshaw, but then he tore his bicep. So they had to put somebody else in there, and they're like, Bubba's a babyface. So that'll be good.
All right. What's going on the cartoon programs?
All right. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, on the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel, we will be live with Animated Hour of Power. And your matches for tomorrow night's episode is episode 5. Vinland Saga versus Assassination Classroom. Hey Arnold versus My Life as a Teenage Robot. Spy Family versus Devil May Cry. And the main event is Darkwing Duck versus the Bugs Bunny Show. And of course, Animated Showdown, which it'll be recorded tomorrow night, but it'll air on Wednesday. Claymore versus Spawn. Timon and Pumbaa versus the Angry Beavers. Jabberjaw versus Pirates of Dark Water. And your main event is the Cleveland Show versus Tom and Jerry. Make sure to join Eric, myself, Dave, and Sean tomorrow. And I'm sure Sean will continue to continue to audition to be a Kansas City Chief referee. But It's always a good time. And we'll see if there's any sweeps tomorrow, if any of them go the distance. The anime that we have to talk about tomorrow night, I swear to God, I felt like I was on an acid trip. So I might just let the guys take over tomorrow because I have no idea what the hell I was watching.
Which one? The classroom or the
both of them, the whole damn thing. I
watched 2 episodes each.
That entire first matchup, I swear to God, like I didn't, but I felt like I had to do drugs to keep up with what all was going on there.
It was interesting. I thought the classroom was a little bit. I'll say tomorrow.
I was just gonna say, save your opinions for tomorrow. So, but yeah, so that's what we're doing. Make sure to follow the When Tunes Combine Facebook group. Now we're up on Facebook. Clineth was actually the very first one to join.
Wow.
Somebody on the show hasn't joined yet.
I'm sorry.
You haven't joined the When Tunes Combine Facebook group yet.
Oh, my bad. Well, I'll get in there soon.
All right.
I love you guys. Eric, do the show.
Guys. Yeah, I said take care of the shorts from yesterday. What was it, yesterday? 2 days ago.
Do the one from what did you say earlier that had me dying?
If it was good, I can't remember.
All right, we'll see everybody next week. Bye,
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Love you guys.
Yeah.